Have you ever played a fighting game and wanted to be high rank, but didn't want to put in the hard work required to be good enough to earn it? Then being a scrub might just be for you. In this video, we will take a look at how to win against superior opponents without spending the time and effort of actually getting good at the game being played. We will take a look into what it takes to be a scrub in Ultra Street Fighter 2: The Final Challengers. Let's get into it. Before we get too far ahead of ourselves, we need to examine what a scrub truly is in essence. Legend has it that the first scrubs originated during the early era of 2D fighting games such as Street Fighter. These players would frequently complain that countering moves and performing combos was cheating instead of learning how to play the game properly themselves. From here, the player in question would begin to frantically mash buttons while spinning the control stick in a circular motion, which resembled someone attempting to clean or scrub the surface of the arcade board. In modern times, scrub is commonly used synonymously with noob, or to refer to any player that is below the level of skill maintained by their competitors. The problem with this definition is that, when used this way, it remains fairly subjective, as even a decent player could be considered a scrub compared to players with stratospheric levels of skill. To be a scrub is more than just having a low level of ability, as it requires the deliberate refusal to improve through rigorous training and game study. In this way, a scrub has more in common with a troll than a noob, as a scrub will resort to cheap gimmicks and tactics instead of learning strategies with substance, and will frequently rage quit in an attempt to prevent themselves from being demoted after losing a match. The best environment for a scrub to thrive in is a game that is popular but unbalanced, like the classic Street Fighter 2 for example. In this game, there are characters whose movesets give them specific advantages over others. A scrub needs to pick a character with a move that is powerful if not outright broken, with a fairly easy input. Moves that are spammable with seemingly game-breaking properties are ideal. For example, E Honda's hand slap and Chun-Li's kicks are great for spamming, and do a fair amount of damage. However, these attacks are vulnerable to fireballs and some jump-in attacks, making them insufficient to be relied on alone. Grappling moves by players such as T-Hawk and Zangief are certainly powerful and lend themselves well to the scrub-like motion of spinning the joystick and mashing buttons. But for true, low-level players, as would befit a scrub, this move requires a lot of jumping in to pull off, which can open yourself up to counterattacks. Ken's Light Dragon Punch is also an excellent candidate for a scrub. It is fairly powerful, lends itself well to spamming, and has many borderline game-breaking properties. However, this too has its limitations, as its range is fairly limited. In spite of this, Ken's Light Dragon Punch may be the best option to present itself so far. So how do we deal with its limitations? Do we jump to close in the distance gap? In many 2D fighters, especially Street Fighter, new players are cautioned not to jump in so much, as jumping attacks are easily punished by even intermediate level players. Typically, a scrub is not as skilled as the opponent. Due to this fact, it is in the scrub's best interest to avoid playing the neutral game at all costs, which results in an attempt to jump in on an adversary. However, in Ultra Street Fighter 2 there is a better option. Enter Violent Ken. While comparable to that of Ken Masters, Violent Ken has some key differences. His moves are typically a bit faster, he has a unique Ultra attack, and the ability to dash quickly behind the enemy with a control input similar to that of the Dragon Punch, only with a kick instead of a punch input. Once you knock an opponent on their back, if you time it correctly, you can dash behind them and hit them with a Light Dragon Punch again. Repeating this process will typically lead to victory, and as a bonus, spamming the dash input will occasionally result in surprising your enemy with an unintentional Ultra attack. There you have it. To be a true scrub, try ranking up with Violent Ken and spamming the dash followed by a Light Dragon Punch. You'll be winning matches against more skilled players in no time. That is, unless your opponent also chooses Violent Ken, in which case you can still try the same strategy to, You probably noticed this was my attempt at a joke video. I hope you had a good time watching. I just wanted to take the opportunity to poke fun at something that kept happening to me while playing Ultra Street Fighter 2 on my Switch online. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video once again, and until next time guys, please be safe and take care.